All right there, everyone. It's great to be back with you. As you know, if you are a regular to this channel, we often talk about the rise of a parallel economy. Okay, so it's often referred to as a parallel poly. Some have called it a frontier economy. It's a new kind of investment and entrepreneur ecosystem that's rising up literally all over the world, that's largely rejected the standardized business models of a one-size-fits-all, globalist corporations rooted in Silicon Valley or Los Angeles or New York or London and Brussels. It really is an alternative economy that's rising up at the grassroots, an economy that's intentionally prospering and protecting the values of faith, family, and freedom through creating structures and institutions that serve as viable alternatives to those of woke corporations. And our guests today are on the front lines of this new Patriot-based economy. So we have Eric and Lori Boutelier. They are founders of PatriotSwitch.com, and Patriot Switch is a wonderful resource to introduce you precisely to this burgeoning world of a Patriot economy. And they're here to share with us this exciting new venture. So Eric, Lori, thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah, we're glad to be here. Really excited.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. And there's a little backstory to that too, but they are wonderful troopers of being here in very little notice too. So this is great. You guys are wonderful. Why don't we start off with an overview of Patriot Switch, what it is, and then just give us a bit of the backstory that led you to founding it.
Yeah, Patriot Switch is a movement to take market share away from the big box stores and to take those dollars and transfer them to companies that support and love liberty and freedom and do the most good for our republic. So, we really want to see all those woke corporations that have crushed the little guys over the last year and a half. Even in our small town, you can drive through and you can see signs up along the road where it says, "Thank you, COVID. We were in business for 25 years. And now we're crushed and we're out of business." We live in the People's Republic of Pennsylvania. So some of them say, "Thanks, Governor Wolf, for putting us out of business." And so it's kind of a response to that. So I think, we as conservatives, patriots, have really done a great job in the past of taking market share away, of giving our cash to things that we believe in. People that are patriotic, they love to help others. So they give their money to their churches, to their synagogues, to their schools, to charities, to people that are in need. But we haven't done a great job of taking cash away. And so this is a movement to view cash as a tool, as a resource to go to battle and to do what we think needs to be done. So that's what Patriot Switch is all about. So, in February of last year, a friend of ours who was really on the edge of all of this, Sean Williams, and Lori and I and two of our other partners, we got together and we started talking about this whole idea of helping people see that they can make a difference by voting with their feet and their dollars.
And I was one of those people that was kind of ignorant of what was going on, but no more. That's the other part of what we're about is people don't understand. They're at a loss to know what's true, what's not true, who to trust, who not to trust. And so we want to be part of the program, so to speak, that helps shift them in a way that is trustworthy. They get to know us, we get to know them. The way America used to be, where you knew your neighbors, you knew the people you did work with and did business with.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah, and then just being able to take capital away. I just remember when Twitter and Facebook canceled Trump, and I think they lost billions in market valuation just within 24 hours of that. So it is a very effective tool when you start pulling people out of this more mainstream woke economy, as it were, and bring them more into this burgeoning patriot economy. Everything's political today. It's really fascinating, and on our channel, we argue it's because really a new world is rising of faith, family, and freedom. That's fighting the culture wars at literally every level. I mean, kindergarten is controversial today, right? Pronouns are controversial. Everything is controversial, and even where we purchase our goods is controversial today. So what should American consumers know about their purchases, say, for example, at the big box stores? How are such purchases actually controversial, even if we're not aware of it?
Yeah, I think, there are a lot of people who are feeling right now that if they love the USA, if they still stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance or for the national anthem, if they believe that there are good police officers in the world and they believe that it's okay to support the troops and be patriotic, they're feeling marginalized and pushed to the side. And so every time we walk into a big box store, or every time we hop online and order with the big behemoth that ships stuff every single day to every home across the USA, owners of those corporations, they're on Twitter saying things like, hey, thanks so much for shopping with us because you just sent me to outer space. I get to fly on your dime out into outer space. And while they're doing that, they're pushing CRT and all the woke agenda down through all of their employees. And so we think it's okay just to hop in our car and drive to a local big box store or to go online and order. But when we're doing that, those purchases are funding and pushing agendas that we may not agree with. So wouldn't it be amazing if you knew that when you made a purchase, it wasn't going towards that? So.
And it's supporting those 3 points that you made: faith, freedom, and I forget the first one.
Family.
You
two are the embodiment of it. The guy next to you.
Family and freedom, they really are at the core and at the foundation of our country and what makes the United States such a great place to live. I happen to have my USA shirt on, actually, sweatshirt, keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's so true. I started off talking about the whole building of parallel structures. And at the heart of it is the rise of what scholars call consumer politics. That's the fancy term they use, which in effect is just simply voting with our dollars, right? Voting with our feet, with our dollars. In terms of boycotts and boycotts. So, boycotts are obviously the intentional cutting oneself off from purchasing from any company that offends our values, but boycotts are intentional buying from businesses that love and revere our values, as is so well put. Why is that so important? Why are we in this fight, whether we want to be or not? Why is it important that we engage intentionally in consumer politics?
Yeah, I love that you use boycott, and I think you're the first person I've heard use that. So you need to copyright that, Steve.
I got it. Unfortunately, I found it from somewhere else, and I'll rub them out. I'll do something.
There you go. But that whole idea of taking our dollars and shifting our spending to make a difference is real. I mean, when you think about it, we're in the consumer goods category. So it's everything that you need to make your house look good, smell good, feel good, everything you need for yourself to look good, smell good, feel good. I mean, all this. So our competition that we're up against is Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Lever Brothers. And to think that a company like Johnson & Johnson for decades has been allowing people like you and I to buy products like baby powder, which they knew all along had asbestos in it. And we've been in good faith buying this amazing stuff, we thought, and sprinkling it all over our kids' bodies and all over our bodies. And just the irresponsibility of these corporations that have been allowed lawsuit after lawsuit, decade after decade, paying out hush money. And then on top of that, just, you think they have our best interest in mind, but on top of it, they're in for the destruction of the USA in terms of what they believe in what's going on in the world today. So how can we continue to give money to those places when we know what they're doing and what's going on?
And that is the essence of the name, Patriot Switch. We love our country and we need to switch up what we're doing, but where? That's the question. Why? We know the why. How is the next action step? How can I, little old me, make a difference? And is it really going to make that big of a difference? And so that's the educational piece that we offer. This is what's happening. Now, what are we going to do about it? We, the people that care about our country, and want to get busy about doing something. So it's recorded, a recent stat says $123 per person is spent on consumer goods. Well, what if?
Every month?
Yes,
Oh.
every month.
Wow.
That was an astounding fact to me. And my mind started going, my wheels started turning and saying, okay, what if we can turn the tide just with that $123 average per month? Well, that adds up to a whole lot of money. Shifting, not just contributing, but taking away and shifting it over. So it's a double whammy there.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's being moved from and it's being moved to. It's right. Being moved from doesn't get us anywhere. It divests the corporations, but then where do we get our consumer goods from? And then you have that solution. Well, then there's a place to go, and places that protect and love and revere faith, family, and freedom. It's wonderful. What's been the response since you opened the store?
Well, that's amazing. First of all, our team, we have a really large team they're talking with Patriots every single day. And it's amazing to hear the conversations that we have on the phone with people when we chat with them. Mm-hmm. And the response has really, really been overwhelming. And it's just been pretty amazing, actually.
We are a grassroots movement, but it is growing exponentially. So that's the thrilling part of all this. People want to get on board. They want to trust. They want to know what they can do, how to do their part. Yeah. And so they're thrilled with this. And so we're building it up. We're working night and day. Sometimes we are to make this thing a go. It's really a God thing. Bring the faith part in there. We need God to move and part the waters, so to speak. And he's doing that. And we're so grateful.
And how long have you guys been doing this now again?
Well, so the idea was actually birthed in February of 2021.
Okay.
So it hasn't even been that long yet. And it was in response to what a lot of us were feeling.
Right.
So at the beginning of the year, when the numbers were coming out that, the richest people in the universe had taken $3.7 billion in over the course of the pandemic, while the little guys like us, who are the little guys? Well, pretty much anybody who's not a billionaire.
Right.
I don't fly around in a private jet. I don't think you do yet, Steve. Fly around in a private jet.
No. One day.
Yeah, one day. So while the little guys were crushed and had more than $3 billion taken out of their pocket during that same time. So it was kind of a response to that. It was also a response to the fact that a lot of us weren't really excited about what happened with the elections.
Right.
And we are feeling marginalized and pushed to the side. So all of that came together kind of in an Instapot, pressure cooker, greenhouse in February of 2021 is where it really started taking off and coming together.
I like the greenhouse imagery. Yeah. That's wonderful. You're growing something out of that. That's
right. And the same thing goes for you. You're creating so much awareness, and not just you, but many other people, but especially people in your audience, they're ready to go. They want to do something. That's why they continue to listen to people like you.
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect segue. How can people get plugged into Patriot Switch?
Well, so we created patriotswitch.com. It's a place where people can go to learn about the movement. And so it's really simple for them to log onto their computer, find us online, and then we're super old fashioned and old school. So in this world of instant gratification where people are constantly yelling at you, hey, just throw me a link, will you? We don't do business that way. We want to be one-on-one, rubbing shoulders with patriots all around North America. And so when somebody actually shows up on our website and they take the time to slip us their information, there's actually a patriot who's going to reach out to them and talk to them and give them an amazing VIP experience where we show them how they can do the most good, switch their shopping, and make a difference for our republic.
Wow. Oh, that's
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hands-on,
go ahead. Yeah.
That hands-on approach is super significant because it works both ways.
Right.
It's
Mhm.
not about what we have to tell whoever we're talking to. It's about what they have to tell us.
Right.
And that's the whole community concept.
Yeah.
If it's all of us together, and we would love to hear what they have to say and their input. Creativity. I'm in the creativity kind of world with education. That's my background. And so I know there's no limit on creativity. And so we don't have all the answers. So something they may say might trigger something that helps us to do our job better on helping to make this movement a bigger reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so wonderful. I love the fellowship element to it. And it fits so well with this notion of a network society that's rising up. It's actually helping to destroy things like CNN and so forth that are all based on the old business model of mass society where everyone gathers around cities and urban cosmopolitan centers. And the network society is where it's redistributing information and goods and economy so that we can go back to the exurbs. We can go back to the rural areas of faith, family, and freedom and get hooked up via the internet and having these wonderful fellowship moments. And so it must be amazing talking to patriots all day long. I know I have that experience of it myself, and I love it. We've got the best jobs in the world.
We do, and it's just amazing to be able to rub shoulders. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of people who have contacted us, and we're working with them on a daily basis, and people are making that shift in their mentality. We also provide a lot of education along the way, so that's pretty good. We do a lot of connecting people with many different Patriot-owned corporations around the USA. So it's been pretty special that way too. Yeah.
I can't thank you enough, Eric and Lori, for what you're doing here. Patriot Switch is a wonderful, wonderful resource. It's helping a burgeoning Patriot economy just to flourish. And it's something that I know every Patriot out there should know about and support. So God bless you guys. God bless your work. And you always have our full support here.
Great.
Thank you so very much.
Yep. Thank you.
Guys.